Alright, so I had a talk with my friend Darren today, and he said that I should try and be more like myself on the podcast, which is difficult. So I wanted to say my intentions for the podcast and things that I think I should bring to the table in the future and in general. I just watched a documentary about yoga and just how when you practice yoga, the structure that needs to be in place in your life in order to maintain a good practice forces you to live in a more meaningful and I'd say usually minimalistic, because you're more satisfied with what you're learning on the more personal scale instead of the busy external world which you don't have much control over. And oh yeah, I kind of want to clarify something that Darren brought to my attention as well about how I can put down business in general, and how I said everybody should take, how I talked about how everybody should take philosophy, but I saw in my classroom that not everybody was into philosophy. But I guess what I meant is that before people go into endeavors in school where you're trying to affect the world or other people in a positive way, but you haven't figured out what the best way for yourself to live life is. So it can kind of be an excuse to not work on yourself by becoming too busy for yourself. And I do that. When I'm participating in yoga, I feel a lot better. But smoking weed, I mean, that's just an excuse. People smoke weed and still go to yoga. So that's something that I need to get over. But yeah, so I'm from Gatineau, Quebec. Well, used to be Elmer, and then it turned into Gatineau. And then moved to Nanaimo, which is on Vancouver Island, away from all my friends. And yeah, I didn't really make many friends when I was here. and then moved back home to go back to school and be with my girlfriend at the time. And then things didn't really weren't working out in the relationship, and my mom broke her foot and she was living in Nanaimo. So I decided to come back and help her out, and I just liked being on the island as well. But this time around, I was way more prepared to deal with the external world because I had done more internal work and was more comfortable with myself on a day-to-day basis, because I had stopped drinking. I stopped drinking. The last time I drank, I believe, was September 7th or 8th of 2017? No. Of 2016. September 7th, 2016 was the last time I drank. For now. But, so, learning how to go out and talk to people and try to be less awkward in social settings while sober has brought me to the place where now I feel pretty comfortable doing podcasts with other people and learning, not being afraid to probe others for some information that I think can be helpful for me, and now that I'm recording them, can be helpful for the ones who are seeking the information that I happen to dig up, whether that's intentional or not. Because I think education is extremely important, but practical education and just the types of education that lay a good foundation for you to flourish and grow and be stable psychologically throughout your life and be given the tools to cope with more situations that are thrown your way. And that's what I mean when I say philosophy should be something that more people are interested in and should invest time in before trying to make a donut shop. Or maybe they can make the donut shop, but as that is something they enjoy and are using it as a means. Well, I don't know, because with these yoga people, they have nothing and they're super skinny, and I think that we think we need more than we do. Yeah. And hopefully through educating ourselves, because I don't know what the point of getting an education would be if you're living miserably for the rest of your life, even though you've been educated. But I understand in a way because being more aware to more things can make it harder to be happy with all the different crises that are going on in the world. But yeah, we just need to do the internal stuff because it lasts longer. And what I learned in my philosophy class was static pleasure and kinetic pleasure. I think the Epicureans were talking about that stuff. And they were after kinetic pleasure. They were after static pleasure. And the hedonists are the ones who are all about the kinetic pleasure, which is you need to move and things need to be happening on a physical external level in order for you to become satisfied. Whereas kinetic pleasure is you're satisfied with what is and nothing needs to be stimulating you for you to be content. So that's my little rant. Hopefully that clears the air a little bit. And maybe this will give me a better understanding of what I'm trying to do. But so far I'm having fun with it. And I mean being somebody who goes and talks to other people and records it, and I guess it's not for everybody. So I'm happy that I feel comfortable doing it. And I think a lot of the people who I talk to are fairly open and happy to have someone who's interested in their story, because I'm interested in pretty much everybody, because I think everybody can teach me something. And so, yeah, but I am after people who can teach me something that I'm able to grasp more easily. But yeah, so I guess that's it. All right, peace.